Hi, I'm a facilitator and leadership coach with Leadership Link, and my name is Kathy Rangioni. For the last 25 plus years, I've worked in the space of human resources and leadership. I love what I do. It never ceases to amaze me how much the business world has changed over the last 25 years. The increasing number of demands, not only on organizations, but the leaders who lead within them. I think there are so many skills that leaders need to have these days, but one that's really, I think, risen in terms of importance is what I would call resilience, the ability to withstand, to adapt, and to grow in times of change and challenge. And that skill in and of itself, I think, coupled with a number of others, is what really sets leaders apart in organizations. With the onslaught of technology and constant 24/7 information being shared with us, pushed at us, etc., it's hard to keep up with everything and to turn it off. So what I'd like to share with you today are 3 techniques that I've adopted through working with other leaders and learning from others that have really helped me to build my resilience. The first is what I call declaring my day, which essentially is I wake up in the morning, I decide based on what's going on for me that day and what I need to accomplish, what are 2 words that describe what I want my intention for the day to be? How do I want to show up? If I'm working with a client, that might sound something like prepared and confident. And when I say those words out loud, it starts the wheels in motion for me to be very focused on what it is that I want to accomplish. It creates that clarity for what I need to be thinking, what I need to be saying, and what I need to be doing, and the mindset I need to be successful that day based on what I want to do. Now, that can carry even into things like when I step in my closet and I think about what I'm going to wear for the day. I choose something that makes me feel confident and makes me feel prepared and comfortable. Sounds a little silly, but it works for me. The second technique is something that I use when I'm in the moment, when I feel like my resilience is slipping or I'm starting to lose my edge and I'm losing my perspective. And I call it the wig out technique. And what it essentially is when I find myself in a moment where something's happening and I'm feeling uncomfortable or feeling frustrated, I literally stop and I say to myself, what is going on that's upsetting or triggering me? Wig, WIGOUT. And just by taking that split second to stop and ask that question, it allows me to assess what's going on, name it, and start to immediately strategize how to resolve it. Whether it's to take a deep breath, whether it's to walk away from a situation, whether it's to jump into action, whatever the situation is, it moves me through that process more quickly. The third technique is something I learned from a colleague and a peer who I value so much. It's called gratitude journal. You've probably heard about this before, but I'll tell you it's changed my life and how I use it. I write down every day something that I'm grateful for. I've shifted actually from using a journal to using a jar. I'm a really visual person. And so by doing this simple activity of writing down one thing and putting it in the jar, I literally put it into that jar, and it's a visual reminder that grows every day around all the things that I have to be grateful for. And I now have really shifted into a much more positive mindset day in and day out for the things that I do and how I approach my day. It works for me. So those are 3 things I do to help me build my own resilience. There are many others, and this is a great resource that you can use called Rethink Resilience. There's 99 ways that you can build your own resilience and recharge your career and your life. You can find the information below. Good luck, and I wish you the best in helping to build your resilience so that you can show up as your best self every day at work.